Alright guys, so you have to excuse me. I'm still getting set up in here. Behind here we have all my 3D printers. We've got my CNC machine and all of the resin printers over here. And we're still trying to sort of work it all out, so you'll have to bear with us on this one. But here we go. So we've been sent a resin printer to test and review. So this is the Voxlab Polaris 3D. It's about, I think it's about $250 off Amazon, I believe. I received it today, so let's have a look at it and let's see what we have. Now, I've never actually heard of this brand before. Obviously, there are quite a few different companies out there, but the majority are, you know, your Anycubic, Creality, G-Tech, stuff like that, Solvo. So there's quite a few companies out there, but this one I have not heard of. It's very well taped up to start with. That's always a good sign. Alright, so let's see what we have here. So, first things first, it already looks like it's quite well packed. Probably a bit similar to the Anycubic machines, which I have quite a few of. So let's have a look. So the top, we have a top section, which that just pulls off, and in there, where are we going to chuck this? We'll chuck that down in that box there. So we have a filter, a USB, and what looks to be a quick start guide. We'll have a look at that deeper a little bit later. Oh, that just slid straight out. We have our power supply. We have gloves. We have our power supply power cable and our handy dandy tools. So we have got two spatulas in here. We can open that. So we got the plastic one and the metal one. The plastic one is what's used to remove your part from the vat, so that way you don't, you know, stab it. With the metal one, and obviously the metal one, that's so if your part breaks off or it sticks to the vat, that's generally what we would use the plastic one for, and the metal one to get your printed part off the bed. And then of course Allen keys, and it looks like a few spare screws and a grub screw in there as well. So hopefully we don't need any of that, but we'll see how we go. I'll just put these paints over here. Alright, so then we pull that out. There's nothing in it. That was it. That was everything from the top. And then that puts us into where the machine is. So there it is, nicely packed in there. That was the top, where it's got nice little compartments where everything goes, and then that slid over. So let's pull this out and have a look. So it's nicely wrapped up. It's quite light, it's not too heavy. It is 8 kilos gross weight. So yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, so let's get this tape off here. Cut it, but no. Alright. So we got unbag it, and it looks like there's a whole heap more taped up to it as well. You can already see a few similarities here to the mono. Obviously this is square and the mono tapers, but so far it's looking reasonably similar, especially with the front shape here, which is good. I like the feel of it already. Looks clean. So looking straight at it, we have the USB in the bottom right of the machine. We have our LCD screen, and we have the power connector and the power button, the on-off switch, sorry, at the back. So let's see what we have here. This table really wasn't meant for doing this, but we want to get this done, so we will make do. Just trying to find the break in it, but you might just have to force one in this case, because this is very, very seriously taped up. As you can see, there's just plastic everywhere. Where did I put my scissors? Over here. Okay, let's just start hacking away at some stuff, shall we? We don't want to see no, so we will. Alright, there we go. Alright, and it's very well taped up, sealed, and plastic and stuff everywhere. Which is cool because you're always peeling the paper. Always fun. Alright, it's tapered. So you got your back section, your front section, so it's a few tapers. We will sit that there. We have some more tape at the back of the machine, which obviously holds all this in. So we'll take that tape off. We'll spin this around. And we have a singular piece comes off, and in there is our build plate. It's like a little thing. Quite solid though. And it's got like a gyro ball on it. So it'll be interesting to see how we go about this, because it looks like a spanner would fit there. It's quite a big one, maybe a shifter. And it doesn't come with a adjusting tool in the kit. It just came with the Allen key. So what will be interesting is to know which one it is, because there's two here, which looks like it would hold four, but then there's a smaller grub screw just here. So we'll have a look at that in a sec. I'm sure it will be in the instructions. So that's sort of similar to your old photon. Had a similar setup where it was on a ball joint, but the grub screw was from the top. So that's pretty similar. I actually don't mind that idea, but we'll see how we go further. Let's just move that to the side over there. And then once we remove all the other foam, we come to the vat. So this is a bit different. So we unscrew that, and we can just, so that's nice. I like that. So that screws in. So let's have it, it's nice and tight in there. And I'll move it forward so everyone can see. So they're the screws, very, very similar to what most machines have these days, especially anycubic machines. And it just slides out. I like that I don't have to remove all the screws to get like right out to get the vat out. That I like. I like the fact that I can just slide it in, slide it out. And then obviously the vat is out of there. So we'll have a look at the vat in a sec. Let's just have a bit of a closer look at the machine. So the machine itself has a gully that goes around here. So it'd be interesting to see if that's, I don't think that's really going to do much of anything, because let's have a look. Yeah, so it kind of, it sits up a little bit by the looks of it. So that way, so I'm wondering if maybe they've worked it out that if there is a little bit of leakage or stuff like that, it'll sit around there. It feels like an aluminium, it's a black aluminium top. I like that. I like the whole top of this is aluminium. And then obviously, even this is aluminium. So it's not plastic. It looks plastic at first, but look at that. I like it. That I like. So I like the fact that it's not plastic, because on my Photon Mono, the plastic actually decided that it wanted to almost like melt. It was quite strange. They did replace it and everything was all good, but it was quite odd that happened. So yeah, so like that. It's quite solid. Fan at the bottom, quite a big fan too. So that's good. No fan at the back, but that's fine. Obviously you got your serial number, your Voxlab, the details in there. But yeah, I do like that. That I like. Okay, so what else have we got here? So it actually has linear rods just in here, and then you've got your rollers on the inside here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you to see that, unfortunately. I might get a closer up a bit later. Actually, I'll see if I can bring it over and see if we can get some better, closer looks on this. So down, you can't really see it in, oh yeah, there you go. Down in there you got your little roller. I do apologise for the footage at the moment. And then you can see your linear in there. This is all quite solid. It doesn't, there's no plastic anywhere. It's just great. And then obviously you've got like your little adapter plate that goes from that, which then goes onto your bracket to hold your build plate. So, and then that there actually goes that far. So we might just raise this. That feels pretty good. So nicely lubed. Should be doing it this way, but should be using a machine, but for now we'll do it this way. So there we go. All right. So I'm guessing that that would sit like that. This is an utmost guess because, well, I can't really see any other way that it'll go. Alright, so already I can see that it sits actually kind of quite square with everything, so that's good. And then we'll just tighten that off for now. So there we go. So that's effectively how it would look like together. And that's it. So that's the machine. It is. It's all quite solid. Judging by the part number on here, I'm wondering, a bit of dust and stuff there, I'm wondering if it's a replaceable part, which would be even better. It looks pretty good. You have your sensor down the bottom here, and then you can see here, it's got like an extra section that comes down like a fin sort of thing, and it'll go between those sensors and trigger those sensors. I like the fact that you can see that. That's pretty cool. Everything moves smoothly. Everything looks pretty good to me. So how about we have a look and see what it says in the instructions for the quick start guide. So it comes with a thank you for purchasing your Voxlab 3D printer. We have a 7x24 hour after sales service team. We can solve all technical and after sales problems with your new Voxlab printer. And then it's got the after sales email. We'll have a look at what's on the USB a bit later. Just making sure I actually had the computer set up. So that was the filter, USB, 16 gig USB, pretty cool. What do we got here? So we've got two things. So we have after sales service, there we go. After sales service slip, a registration form and everything, and our quick start guide, which is actually a booklet. So, what it says. Gives us a rundown of all of the bits and pieces that make up the device and the kit, and all the parts that are in it, and then how to put it all together. So it says to do what we just did. Tighten the platform, tighten knob. If the build plate cannot fix well, please to do step 3 first, then do the step 2. Alright, so what it's saying is if we can't get that to be nicely in there, we should loosen, okay. Haha, so that's why that's, so remember I said that there were those 2 little slots on this, which are these 2 slots just here. And I might maybe put a shifter or something in there. What it actually is there's these little fins here and it slides in to that and then up. So you need to make sure that this is lined up. So that's there you go. So if it's not, obviously it's not going to go in properly. Which is kind of interesting now because that's quite, so we're going to have to adjust ours because I'll tighten this up now that that's nice. And as you can see, this is well and truly not square. So what it says to then do is just loosen 2 screws in front and right side of cradle head on the build plate. So let's do that. Let's get our tools out. Fingers are actually quite cold this morning, so they're not working too well either, which is frustrating on its own. Alright, so yeah, your 3 sizes. And this one looks like a pretty big one. Yep. That's going to be tight. It's working backwards, so I gotta remember that I am working backwards. Quite tight. Okay, so there we go. So that made it come up and down and swivel around. So what I want to do now, before I go any further, is I'll read the instructions, but what I would normally do here, especially when it came to my photon mono, which had a similar setup, I would home it at a loose stage, leave it loose, let it push onto the plate, and then I would set the home and the leveling and everything like that, so that way I knew that it was flat to the actual screen. So we will see what it says. It says make sure you can move free but not fall. Yep, alright. And then it says to connect the power, remove resin box, put a piece of A4 paper on the 5.5 LCD screen. Alright, so yeah, pretty effectively all the same. And we're going to use the after sales service sheet as our A4 sheet. So, alright, let's see here now. So far, so good. I really do like the fact that it's not all plastic. And you're only paying, $250. That's Australian, mind you. And you're not getting a complete and utter plastic machine. I do really like that at this stage. We're just going to plug this into the power at the back here, like that. And we will plug this one into here. And we will plug, so you get a nice little blue light, so we know the power, and then we'll plug that into there. And yep, so we're not on, so we'll turn that on, and let's see what we get. Nothing. Why? Not plugged in properly. Maybe that, yep, there we go. So no, yep, there we go, okay. Helps if you plug things in properly. Ooh, alright. So we have your print, which obviously is not going to have anything in there because there's no USB in there. So we'll plug the USB in a minute. We'll see what we have. We have tools. So we have manual move, exposure, set Z, stop, and back. We then have system, information, service, language, and then back. Alright, so effectively, let's just confirm here. So, yeah, So we'll go Tool, Manual, Home. We really should have stuck this under there. That's alright, we'll do it now. I'm just gonna... Alright, so now, effectively, what we're going to do is make sure, I'm just going to give that a bit of a crease so that we know that it's not hitting anyway. We're going to make sure that that's all the way through. So we'll follow its instructions because it says to have a piece of paper in there, hit your home, and then it says to press down on both sides. Alright, so what it's saying to do, it then says to press down. I always sort of, this is the parts that I never liked, because it says to actually sort of press down like that and then tighten. And then just give it a bit of a nip up. It was pretty tight to start with, but we're not going to go too crazy. Alright, so according to this, that should be home. So how do we set home? And do we need to? No, obviously we won't, I would say. Alright, it says, if twitch a piece of A4 paper and feel the large resistance, press the top of the build plate. Yeah, looks good. Anyway, build plate with one hand to let 4 corners of build plate touch the LCD screen evenly, and just tighten the screws in the front and right side of the cradle head first, then tighten again. If twitch a piece of A4 paper and don't feel the large resistance, click 0.1 millimeter in the touchscreen. Alright, well we're looking pretty good. I think that's, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so click back to come back and click set 0. Alright, so we go back, set 0, confirm. So far it all looks very basic. Alright, so we've now set the 0. And now it says obviously to move on to the printing. Alright, so let's have a look at that. I have some resin floating around here somewhere. Let's also get a hold of that. So where are we? USB's over this side. It's quite strange working backwards. Wow, it's actually quite tight. Okay, so put that in, and we will also manually move that up 10 millimeters so that we can get our bit of paper back out. We're just going to keep going up a bit because we're going to test the exposure and just make sure that it is going to move its distance nicely. Quite a fair bit of grease up through here too, so they've definitely not held back on their grease. So that's a good thing. I like that. Right, that should do. Alright, so exposure. So we'll go 15 seconds, next. And there we go. That looks good. You can see all the lights in there. It looks like a dome. Yep, so that looks good to me. Cleaning the tray. Okay. I don't know why I said cleaning the tray. Exposure has ended. Okay. Alright, so that all looks pretty good. Where's our vat? There's our vat. So let's I don't know what to do with that is. So you don't get any spare FEP film. Just the stuff that would be on the outside gets off. Again, it is element, nice and tight. I like that, and obviously it's not one piece, so you can take similar again to a lot of the other machines, which is good. because I know some also went into the one where it's like one piece. For example, I think it's the Mono X. No, the Mono X is adjustable to the Mono. Sorry, so similar to the Mono, where they've made it one piece. So I like the fact that this is still able to remove the frame and obviously change your FEP film. Let's just clear out the crap that's in there. There we go. A bit of a wipe. Try and get it all out. It's got a bit of stuff in there. So what I might do is I might cheat and just use the tape to just get the rest. Still one piece in there. Look at that. There we go. All right. I like the fact that it's got a max as well on it, so it's nice and bright. So we're going to tighten that up, and we will print in. Let's see, what do we got? Let's go clear green. What's this one? Yeah, it's not much yellow left, so let's go clear green. Okay. I don't know if I printed in clear green. Oh yeah, I printed one of the cubic testings in clear green. What have I done in clear blue? I've done it in clear blue. Alright, we're going to go clear blue. Change of plans. Let's go clear blue. Just can't see anything with clear blue. Okay. So got a lot of stuff I've got to move. But anyway, let's try not to get my cords in this. And there we go. Boing. Come on. Now fill it onto it. I don't actually know how much. There we go. That'll do. Drip away. So we are using Elegoo. This is Elegoo resin. I have quite a few different ranges from Elegoo to the Anycubic to G-Tech ones, all kinds of ones. Alright, let's see what is on our thing. So what we might do now that we've pulled that is put our cup on. Just make sure it's tight. Then we might need to move where it is, because this bench isn't very good. But maybe if we centralize it a little bit, it'll be okay. Maybe that's a bit better. And I didn't spill anything moving. Look at that. It's already a win. Okay, let's have a look. So we go to print. I'm going to come around for this one so that I can see a bit better. So we have the slicing software, Polaris manual and video Dropbox link, Polaris quick start, Voxlab Deer STL. Okay, so it comes with a Deer STL, but no pre-thing. So obviously, I can't do anything like that because it's unknown. So what we're going to do now is we are going to move to the computer and obviously slice the software. So what we will also do is have a look at the software. So let's move to that. Okay, so you'll have to ignore any of the audio noise in the background. I do have the BTT BQ BX, the Kickstarter project, right there beside me printing away. In fact, yeah, I'll even show you a little bit. Oh, so there it is there, doing its little thing, printing away. I have got Octopi and everything connected up to it. Alright, so let's get into this one. So this is the USB that they gave us. There's the STL, quick guide, manual, and slicing software. So they're recommending that we use Shitubox Now I already have that installed, so we will just open that now. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to add a printer. So the first thing that we're going to do is see if they actually have it available. Voxlab, there we go. Voxlab Polaris. Look at that. I really like it when companies just go that little bit extra to make sure that their hardware is actually listed in the software they recommend. We will see if they have what they actually have. What do we got? Okay, so they do have a profile. And they've even got a video. So here is the video of them, I guess, setting it up. Look at that. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So we won't close that. According to this, we should be 14402560 SK4 120 150. So Z should be 150. Because that is according to their video, as you can see there. And then we'll open there, we'll load that, we'll load the file. Printer type. Printer type does not match and only the corresponding option parameters are imported. Okay, I don't think we really needed to change anything there, but sure, whatever. It now goes to resin and print. Alright, so it's saying the print settings. So here are the print settings that they provide. So according to this, it's 6860. Yeah, let's see if they change anything. No, they do not. Okay, let's also just check a few extra little things. Let's open that one up. What do we got here? Let's check out the quick start manual. Right. Let's go down towards the end somewhere. Oh, here we go. Alright, so here, according to this, they've got 8 as their bottom layer count. And then 5, 5, 65, 65, 150, 5, 5, 65, 65, 150. Alright, so it's saying that that there should be 8. So we're actually going to go by that. We're going to go by the documentation. So let's leave that. Let's load in the deer. I'm just going to drag and drop that in there. And now we shouldn't need that. And there's our deer. There it is. Pretty cool. They got their little Voxlab thing on the Voxlab, or whatever it is, on their base. So we are just going to make sure, yep, we've got that one selected. So we're going to slice it. There it is. All looking like it's going to do what it needs to do. Yep. Alright. So I'm going to save that. And yep, that's good enough for me. Just wait for it to save. Save it to T, didn't I? No, apparently I didn't. Yep, there we go. Okay, so it saves it as an FDG file, and there it is there. Alright, so let's move back to the resin printer Let's print this thing out and see how we... Okay, so we're back with our Voxlab printer. I was going to stand around the front and do this, but we'll do it this way so that you guys can fully see. Oh, get that in there, it's nice and tight. Okay, so we will go print, and there we go. There's our file right there. So it's the Voxlab Deer FDS. So I'll click on that. Click on it. There we go. Comes up with the image, which is pretty cool. Then we hit play, and away we go. So it's got layer and your time. So it's got your printer time and your remaining and your file name. So at this stage it's got that it's been going for 1 minute, but we have no estimation of how long it's going to go for. It's kind of interesting. Right, there we go. So 5 hours and 10 minutes is how long it's going to take to print this deer. And away we go. It makes a lot of beeping sounds. It's not overly noisy for a resin printer. I can't smell anything, which is good. Obviously in some cases you get the exhaust that comes through and you can really smell the resin. But my Photon was prone for that, but I like the way that they've sort of moved forward. So far so good. So I guess now we're just going to leave this and we'll come back to it. Just waiting for it to lift to see if I can hear that sound as it lifts. Yep, there we go. So we heard it actually pick it off the FEP film, so you can generally hear it remove itself from it. So far it sounds good. Is it good? I don't know. Have I leveled it properly? I don't know. I'm hoping I have, considering it's not like it's my first rodeo, but you never know. And sometimes getting the socket side of it can be take a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we got it, judging by the sound of that. So what we will do now, just make sure we're not going to lose any bits and pieces, and we will come back to this in quite a few hours time when it is almost done. So what have we got again? Sorry, we've got 5 hours and 24 minutes. So I'll come back in about 23 minutes and have a look at it where it is. So we'll be able to see by then the print, and we'll see how it goes when it finishes, and then we'll remove it there, chuck it in a wash and cure, and just see how we go. Alright, so there it is. So there is the Voxlab resin printer off and running. See you guys soon. Okay, so we're finished now, and I'm trying to zoom in a bit closer to the screen here so you guys can see it a bit better. And you got the printing done. The elapsed time was 5 hours 32 minutes, and we'll just confirm that, and then it brings you back to the main screen. And there's the main screen there. So you got print tools. My camera's really not liking this at the moment for some reason. I'm trying to zoom in a bit better for you. Sorry guys. There we go. So yeah, and then you just got to go print. I'll see if I can show you the print menu a bit better. There's the print menu. You can scroll down. The tool menu. So you've got the manual, exposure, set 0, back and stop. In the manual is where you'll do all your homing and everything. And then obviously set 0. And in the system is where you have your language, service, information, and back. Alright, so let's now have a look at the print. Okay, so we're just going to now just take the cover straight off. I'm just going to have a look. You can sort of smell the resin in there, and you can see there's a bit of resin leakage just up through here. I don't know if you can actually see that on, oh yeah, there you go, you sort of see that there. So that's interesting, but not uncommon. Apart from that, doesn't seem to be, it feels like there's a little bit of stuff sort of just around here, which is where it's obviously dripped off the corner here. So it does seem to hold the same traits as a few other machines, where it does seem to drip outside. But this is pretty common, unfortunately, and a quick wipe sort of solves that, and it's obviously not a huge issue, but it would be preferable if it isn't. Apart from that, the print looks pretty good, so let's have a look at how easy this is. So we just unscrew it, and we'll make sure that we're not going to drip anywhere else. And let's have a look. So what I'm going to do, because there is still resin in there, I am actually going to chuck this back on the top. Put that the right way, just to keep my resin safe. And here is the print. Have a look at that. That isn't bad at all. Look at that. Not bad, eh? So have a look at that print. Not bad at all. And there's the Voxlab. So all in all, I actually think it's pretty good. So I think from what I've understood, it's about a $250 resin printer. At least I believe that's what it's on at Amazon at the moment. I can't fault it. Its touch display is easy. USB is easy. It's already set up within software, so you can already use Box. So all in all, and the biggest thing for me though is the fact that it's just not all plastic. Like the fact that obviously this is plastic, but everywhere else is not. And that's huge for me, because obviously using with resin, you're gonna make a mess, you're gonna drip stuff, and if you don't get it fast enough off obviously your plastics, then it can deteriorate your plastic. Whereas this way, it's easy to clean, and it's just easy all around. So I'm actually pretty impressed with it, and the print, you can't go, and the print came out flawlessly. It actually even looks like it's got like skin and everything. So I'm impressed. I'm happy with that. So there you go. There is the Voxlab Resin 3D printer.